Hey guys, Discipline Magic here, and I just worked for 12 hours straight and I get to come home and deal with this shit. Yay! I really wanted to make fun videos like this. But you know I'm not gonna wait to respond to this situation because this is utterly ridiculous. I mean, there's dumbass liberal SJW run shithole companies like Google, obviously YouTube, Wizards of the Coast, couple others out there I could name. And you know, I disagree with them on pretty much everything morally, socially, religiously, and everything you could ever possibly imagine. Oh, politically too, in case you didn't notice. But, you know, they can throw all the damn gay rights parades they want. It doesn't really affect me. It's like, yeah, I disagree with that. I disagree with half the stuff they say. I disagree with all their, like, feminist, paranoid, white males are evil bullshit that they're spewing. But it's just stupid people saying stupid things, whatever, until it has real-world consequences when they start imposing their views on everybody in their daily life when they're given any little ounce of power. So whoever the hell was responsible for the team or whatever that investigated Jeremy from MTGHQ, formerly now Unsleeved Media, they're like, yeah, it's finally our chance to get revenge on somebody that we disagree with, or oh, target, ooh, screech, everybody swarm, which is literally what SJWs do. Have you seen Tumblr? They should have bumper stickers and instead of saying coexist, say who should we attack next, because they have used that phrase online more often than the KKK. Hey, did you guys hear that? It's the sound of the ads leaving this video. I don't care. This one's not about money. But seriously though, buy a t-shirt. So I don't know if you guys heard about MTG Lion's wonderful run-in with the legal team, investigation team, whatever the hell team, which I'm sure is some of the same people, if not the exact same people, over at Wizards, but they are a bunch of bumbling morons who don't know what they're doing, or at least one of them is. And the ones with an IQ slightly higher than a potato are out to get them. They have an agenda and they're gonna enforce it. It kind of reminds me of politics since the 50s, or even modern media news coverage. It's like, they'll take something, they'll be like, well, we know this isn't true, but we're going to exaggerate it because it fits our agenda. If they truly investigated this, they looked at it, they're like, oh my God, people are exaggerating this. Obviously, Sprankle's just making this up. He hasn't said a damn thing to her in 6 months, had no contact with her. What the hell? Like, nobody believes this. This is such a load. But truth doesn't matter. This is not a damn court of law and they are not judges, okay? They can do whatever they want. The truth doesn't matter. PR matters and public image matters and corporate image matters. That's what made this decision. If a hyper-liberal, anti-bullying, pro-inclusion, blah, 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 liberal crap hole company that's been preaching that crap for years goes and says, okay, we investigated this and come on people, you're all exaggerating this. What he said was insensitive and rude, but not anything like what you guys are saying. You're just making an attack mob, like a liberal hate mob to go attack this person because, oh, it's an opportunity to exaggerate and look how great we are. Pat ourselves on the back. We're stopping the mean, evil person that's against everything we stand for. If Wizards of the Coast came out and made that statement and he was not found guilty, oh my God, writers would quit, staff would quit, people would revolt, all their stupid idiot liberal pro players would quit the game and go play Hearthstone. So this had nothing to do with the truth coming out and everything to do with public image and public relations, and my broccoli's done cooking. I don't feel like doing 2 takes. So that's why they made the decision they did. And he got a lifetime ban, in case you didn't hear about it, and that includes his entire like DCI account, so its entire history, which means he can no longer go to any GPs or any kind of structured play of any kind, or any other Wizards products, Dungeons and Dragons, any kind of those events. I mean, you can still play it with your friends. I mean, they can't stop you from doing that. They can't stop him from buying Magic products. Oh, and also you have to put in your DCI number when you sign up for MTGO. So they shut down his entire MTGO account with tens of thousands of dollars worth of value in it. 5 digits. Well, unless he was smart enough to sell off his card collection. I know that he had tickets left. I don't know. I might have to ask him about that one. If I was him when the investigation started, I would have sold them for cash to a bot, okay? Anyway, so just a reminder, they have made no promise of compensation, so you don't own a damn thing in MTGO. I made like 6 other videos stating this, but people still continue to give money to MTGO and pretending that they own the cards. You don't own a damn thing, and Wizards can step in and say, I don't agree with your politics. I want to make an example of you, lie about what you did, and use it for company PR to further our liberal agenda, and we're going to steal $10,000 worth of your money. According to the terms of service, at any point, they can do that, and it's not illegal, and you can't sue them. Well, you could try, you just won't win. Now, the last time that they tried to ban somebody from MTGO as like a really high profile thing, they compensated him or they gave him time to like sell off the cards. They gave him like 24 hours or something like that because they didn't want the PR catastrophe of, hey, we just seized all of his assets. And by seized his assets, we don't mean his and we don't mean assets because you don't own anything. It's just like World of Warcraft gold. You can't sell it on eBay because you don't own it. If you seriously give money to MTGO and then also play Paper Magic and buy all your decks twice, like I already think you're an idiot, but if now you are very well aware of the circumstances and how they can just, oh, we don't agree with you, we don't like you, our company decided to turn on you, oh, somebody lied about you, we're going to play along for PR reasons, okay, we're taking everything, like they can do that. So just keep that in the back of your head the next time you want to purchase anything on MTGO. Also, tell your friends about that. In fact, tell news media outlets, tell everybody about this. You know, every headline tomorrow morning on every, anti-liberal news agency should be Wizards of the Coast steals tens of thousands of dollars from Magic player. They're worried about PR. They're worried about the backlash if they say Jeremy didn't do enough wrong or, oh, we're going to ban him for a month just because he was rude and we're going to teach him a lesson. Like a lifetime ban, like he's like the worst person in the history of the game. They let people who stole tens of thousands of dollars worth of prize money back into the game, like cheaters. They let them back in. I mean, people with lifetime bans have punched judges. In fact, one of their top tier judges was just removed from his judgeship for multiple counts of sexual harassment. And they not only didn't like suspend his DCI number permanently, but they're going to let him back into the judge program if he wants. And that person provably and admittedly actually did something. Jeremy didn't do crap. I mean, I've seen the evidence. I'm like, yeah, that's rude. It's insensitive, whatever. But it's not like, hey, go attack this person. Hey, big attack mob, hate mob. Everybody go attack this person. Or, hey, this person personally, I think that you're a miserable, terrible person. And some of the stuff are sarcastic and exaggerated. It was hyperbole. It was comedy. It was a joke at their expense. It wasn't like, I hate you as a person. Like sincere, like hateful attack at the person. But Wizards, stupid little investigation thing, their group was like, it's enough to look like he did something. Let's just go with it. Make everybody happy. Oh, look, we took out the bad guy, everybody. Look how great we are. That's the result of this us versus them, liberals versus conservative, everything in my life is seen through that lens BS that a bunch of, hyper-political and hyper-moral companies like to do these days. And honestly, for this to stop, Wizards would have to fire just about everybody at their company because they're illegally hiring only people with similar moral and political beliefs, which is absolutely confirmed illegal in Washington state, by the way. And then pretty much all of Seattle and the surrounding area would have to get their head out of their ass. So I wouldn't hold your breath about Wizards fixing themselves anytime soon, but maybe Hasbro could swoop in and be like, you idiots are imploding your company. Every single time you say or do something like this, you are losing customers. Because remember, some people are on one side, some people are on another. You're not going to make people happy by constantly focusing on not your product, anything other than your product. Every time they're like, woo, gay people and abortions, they lose like 50% of their customers, which, not quite. It's not like everybody overnight is like, well, I'm done, but they lose 8%, and there's no reason for it. There's no reason. You sell cards, just shut the hell up. Just sell cards and don't say anything. Don't say anything to piss people off. Did you even go to business school? I mean, this level of stupid, it just burns. Like, it hurts my brain to think it. So these people aren't dumb. They're not like, oh, yes, this is clear evidence of harassment. They know what they're doing. They know what really happened, and they know what decision they made. They know why they made their decision. What they are too stupid to realize, in my opinion, is the backlash and the consequences for this. This is going to have some financial and social backlash, to say the least. It already has. Wizards does more and more to damage their reputation and get more hate on social media every single day and every time one of their stupid staff members opens their dumbass mouth. But this is like a whole nother level. So what I think is going to happen, and what I would encourage you guys to make happen, is have this blow up so big in the media and in just like Hasbro stock prices and just, well, media coverage honestly is really the way you do it. I mean, look at EA with Battlefront 2. Nobody gave a crap until like CNN started dumping on them and Forbes and all this. And, CNBC, I think they were making a thing about it. And then, oh, whoops, everybody's like, wow, people really don't like this. Boom, $3 billion in stock price gone because of one game and because of a bunch of angry gamers who are like, I don't want this person to beat me at a game because they spent more money than me. Perfectly reasonable. And they made so much noise about it. I mean, just think about the small group of people who are like, I'm not going to tolerate this. It might have been 10,000 people. You know, out of all the customers and video gamers worldwide, that's probably what it was. People who were angry enough to be like, hey, Polygon, cover this. Hey, Kotaku, cover this. And other people like, hey, CNN, cover this. Hey, Philip DeFranco, Scarce, cover this. Actually, I'm not sure Scarce did. Hey, giant multi-million sub channels that cover video games on YouTube, cover this situation, and not in a positive way. So EA lost probably about 6 times more money in stock price value dropping than they actually spent on the game. And actually, it could be as high as 50 times. That's what needs to happen to MTG's income, okay? If you guys ever buy boxes, don't. If you still want to play the game, build a cheaper deck and just buy the singles. Just give them the least amount of money ever. I'm not going to call for a boycott because obviously you're watching this channel because you enjoy Magic, and Wizards of the Coast idiotic decisions and statements and actions don't really affect you at your local gaming store playing F&M with your friends. Also, I don't want to put LGSs out of business. Apparently Wizards does with their latest actions, but I don't. Oh, except for one. Can you guys guess which one that is? I bet you can. Don't buy Rivals. Don't rebuild your deck. Just bare minimum amount of money that you can give to Wizards. I mean, buy your sleeves, buy some dice, buy playmats, whatever. Buy old product at your local gaming store. Keep them in business. But just give Wizards the least amount of money for the next year that you possibly can. Also, like I said, if you are somebody in the media, if you know somebody in the media, give them our side of the story here, because our side of the story wasn't very represented, was it? Every single, liberal run agenda pile of crap that considers itself a media outlet, which that's generous, they all were just like, oh, a serial harasser goes after this girl until she quits, rawr, and just didn't investigate it, didn't prove it, didn't look into it. They're just like, oh yeah, this sounds nice. Enough people are saying that that's what happened, so we'll just interview them and go with that. That's what happened. Okay, cool. Even if they themselves, as the author, don't believe it, they know it'll get clicks. Like, oh, evil, conservative, hateful, bigot, blah, 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 goes after, blah, 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 female feminism, blah. That's going to get some clicks. Guess what happens when the anti-SJW, anti-liberal, and conservative, and just people who are fed up with this level of crap, just anybody, neutral in the middle, anybody. When anybody else hears about something like this and, quote, the other side starts taking action, you get Target. Target is almost bankrupt single-handedly because they decided to let men who think they're women use the women's restroom. And that totally didn't result in multiple people getting arrested for filming people and doing all kinds of illegal stuff. And I think there was an attempted kidnapping. I think there was a rape. Yeah, it's almost like if you let mentally deranged perverts around the whatever gender they claim they want to be around, then whoopsies. Target killed themselves. They're dead. I really can't put it any simpler. I mean, just they decided to make this idiotic, moral decision, and one too many people who think the same got together and were like, this seems like a good idea. Bye-bye, your company's gone. They're not bankrupt yet, but let's be honest, they ain't gonna last 5 years. They're gone. That was all due to a focused campaign about people who just want the right thing to happen instead of this, just trash that's ruining our entire society. And it got out in front of the eyes and ears of the right kind of people. They took action, and every little bit helped, and now, boom. Absolute chilling effect. Do you think any company's going to be stupid enough to pull some crap like that again? Hell no. We need to make an example of Wizards. We need to let everybody know about this. So contact every news site, spam them, tweet them, anything. And since I don't have anything better to do in most days, although lately it's been busy, Christmas and all, tell them if they want the full story, evidence, screenshots, exact accounts, detailed everything, every last detail they need to run a media train over Hasbro's stupid ass. Everything they need to turn this into a PR hurricane for them, I've got it, and they can contact me. I will Skype them, I will tweet them, I'll DM them, I will call them on the phone. I don't care what it takes. I'll get the truth out there. I could be the central hub for this. Jeremy's busy. He has a full-time job. I sort of do. I mean, if you look at my shop hours, it's not technically full-time. But hey, I'm awake 16 hours a day, and I'd devote every last waking hour to that, okay? Because this is ridiculous, and it needs to stop. I want to see another mass exodus on MTGO, okay? The last time they made a change and people backlashed and spread, the actual math, the actual probability, and the actual expense increase, everybody left, all the cards got devalued, and as far as I know, it's never recovered, okay? So, bad press and getting the truth out there absolutely has an effect. Absolutely do it. Now, from a legal perspective, Jeremy absolutely can put together a rather delicate and complicated suit against Sprankle and against Hasbro. it would have to be very, very handled by an expert. And that's where, we have a problem. I'm sure if you put up a Kickstarter and said, hey, I'm suing these, this person, this person, this person, that person, this one's for slander, that one's for losses, and this one's for whatever, he'd have about $1 million by about tomorrow. I mean, people are so fed up with this crap. The first person to sue Wizards or Hasbro is going to be a millionaire overnight. They could hire a room full of lawyers. That's not even the issue. Not at all. Not even a little bit. It's the time, the effort, and the mental fortitude. And Jeremy doesn't seem quite as tough as I am, because I will pursue people to the end of the earth when I think I'm right. Just look at the couple people who had criminal and civil charges already filed against them. I don't give up, and you don't want to mess with me, especially if I think I'm right and you're wrong and you wronged me. You're going to pay for it, period. There's not, oh, I'm going to give up. There's not, oh, I'll get bored. Oh, I'll get distracted. Oh, I'll wake up tomorrow and not feel strongly about it. No, you're going to pay. Jeremy's kind of like that, but to a lesser extent. So I don't think he's quite, equipped with everything going on in his workload and his family and everything to just run a legal train over everybody that caused this to happen. I would. I absolutely would. I'd freaking close my shop and make it my full-time job to do that. I would not even for a second hesitate to do that. By the way, certain people might want to keep that in the back of their head and reconsider what they're doing right now online involving me. But anyway, he absolutely could destroy Sprinkle, which would be very pointless because it would be hard to get an expert defamation lawyer and somebody who specializes in this when they know that she doesn't have any money or assets. That would be like somebody stupid enough to sue me. Okay, my net worth is negative. The way I would defend a lawsuit or any kind of legal issue brought against me is I would take a screenshot of my bank balances and send it to the lawyer. And that would be the last you ever hear from them. The best thing, I have enough liquid assets to declare bankruptcy. It's only about $1,500. I'm one slippery bastard when it comes to trying to sue me, so I wouldn't bother. But that's why going after Sprinkle would have to be publicly funded, 100% out of Jeremy's wallet, but through public funds, basically. So just one giant waste of money, basically, but just on principle. Just to get her back for what she did, because she started this. It's 100% her fault. She lied. She exaggerated. She threw him under the bus because, well, here's what really happened. Okay, if you want to know the truth. She started getting massive amounts of hate after she did two things. One, cried on camera and said, oh my God, terrible, terrible, terrible. By the way, you can give me money on Patreon. That's manipulative. Even if it is true, it's still manipulative. Even if she really felt that way and was really crying, it's still manipulative. I mean, as desperate as I am for money right now, my financial situation is a nightmare, and I'd really like to get certain health problems addressed, but I just don't have the money for the deductibles. I'm not going to come out and give some sob story. You know what happened this month so far to me that you guys didn't hear about? One of my family members committed suicide. One recently attempted suicide for the second time because he's dying of a medical condition. One of my other family members found out they have cancer. A good friend of mine has leukemia now. Oh, and somebody who was threatening severe legal action against my business for something that I didn't do, but I was still friends with them and their family, sort of. She died of a prescription drug overdose, leaving her young kids to, I guess, her ex-husband, who doesn't have custody for good reasons. You think that after I find out news like that, I want to come home every day and make 1 to 2 YouTube videos? No. Oh, especially upbeat, funny ones. Oh, everybody loves my positive comments where I'm all Mr. Funny Guy, but, it's kind of like grade A under A, what he said. A bunch of crap's going wrong. He's heavily depressed. A bunch of stuff in his life is blowing up, especially with family issues. You think he wants to come make happy, funny videos that are like snarky and sarcastic and everybody laughs at? No, and that's why he's been off YouTube. Unfortunately, in my case, this is my only source of income. My shop is making nothing, and YouTube is 100% of my money. So the third adpocalypse that's coming around because YouTube ignored tons of people reporting a bunch of perverts in their stupid channels. That's awesome. The first one cost me about $5,000 to $6,000 in less revenue. I didn't need that money. But unlike that dumb bitch Sprinkle, I don't go parading it around like, oh, my personal circumstances are somehow your fault and your responsibility. You guys need to bail me out. Here's a link to Patreon. I would fucking declare bankruptcy before I did that, okay? It's not your fucking problem. My problems are my problems, unless you personally caused them, in which case I'd probably sue you for the damages. Then why? My personal life is none of your damn business. That's why I just said it as an example. Don't take that as me trying to sneak it in. I would prefer people not be like, oh, poor Des, and give me money because of that, okay? It has to be because you like my content, otherwise don't bother. So people really didn't like that, and Jeremy just called her out on it saying, I don't approve of that. That's basically the limit of what he said. Well, apparently that's harassment and targeted attacks and personal attack, whatever. Like, oh my God, are you serious? That's like, oh, well, I just started a pancake house and somebody left a Yelp review that says they didn't like my cooking. Oh, personal attack. That's not an assessment. That's not an opinion. That's not constructive criticism. It's a personal attack. I'm going to take it personally. Yeah, anybody could choose to take anything personally. Anyway, the second reason that people started giving her massive amounts of hate that made the first hate wave look like a little teeny tiny, wave hitting your ankles. That's apparently, from what I hear, because I don't follow Sprinkle's career or her on social media. I honestly don't know what she looks like. I don't think I've ever seen a picture of her. She ripped up a very expensive masterpiece card live on stream and then tried to play it off like that wasn't a thing. Remember, this is after she complained about not having money. Let's see. Why do I personally not think it's funny when people take expensive cards and rip them up or put them in a blender? By the way, that was fake. Everybody knows that was fake. Travis is just a lying piece of shit. But people playing Flip It or Rip It like, ha ha ha, I just ripped up a $50 card. I'm richer than you. I'm going to pretend I don't care. That is so disrespectful to people like me that can barely afford to play the game. I don't care if you're a 12-year-old and you're barely trying to, play with the adults and their big wallets and big credit cards and you're always pissed that you don't have like a limitless budget like they do to buy $1,000 decks and compete with them. You rip up a card that's worth $100 in front of them, you're going to hear about it from them. And even like 30-year-olds like me that are just broke as hell. That's not our financial situation. We still want to play the game. So for somebody to just be like, I just ripped up a $100 bill and I don't care. Really? You think you're not going to get hate over that? Are you an idiot? Sprinkle, you never should have agreed to play Flip It or Rip It. Only immature douchebags and idiots who just claim they love the hate and love the negative attention because that's how they sleep at night, those people play Flip It or Rip It. By the way, that 1994 FBB Italian card that I destroyed was worth like $4. Like, stop tripping, everybody. Even I got some hate for that. Yeah, it's really old and really rare, but it's not worth a damn thing. Plus, you have to admit, that was a really accurate throw with the throwing knife. So that is why Sprinkle started getting most of the hate that she was getting. So she deserved it. Whether she acknowledged it or knew ahead of time that her actions would cause that is very doubtful, but that is cause and effect. And you made your bed, sleep in it. If you're going to make mistakes in your life, you better have the thick skin to deal with it, okay? And, thick skin isn't really the first thing that pops into my mind when I think a professional full-time cosplayer, because their entire thing is, look at me, look at me, look at me, look at how great I am. The people claiming to do it just for the art, but that have like thousands of like followers on social media and stuff, yeah, I'm sure it's not about the attention. Even if it didn't start that way, you now have the attention, so guess what? It's about the attention. So people with that fragile of egos who need to constantly hear positive feedback from other people, yeah, they will quit cosplaying and they will leave the community and just rage quit and flip the table when they start getting not positive feedback from not fans. Because remember, that's what's propping them up. So without knowing much about her, that's my assessment of the situation from all the evidence I've seen and everything. I mean, if you still think that, oh, it's all Jeremy, 100% Jeremy was secretly sending people to harass her. No, I mean, prove it, which you can't because it never happened. I mean, some of them were like Jeremy's fans, but guess what? He had like, 150,000 subs? I'm sure with 30K subs, some of my fans are assholes too. There's nothing I can do to stop it. I mean, I'm not going to never report a person, a company, a product, or anything in a negative light because I know, out of the 30,000 viewers, 10 of them might do something stupid and harass the person. I'm not going to cater to those people and I'm not going to tweak my content around them. Guess what? Neither is Jeremy. Oh, there is a third thing that was getting her hate, and that's basically Travis Wu's hate group. Travis Wu got, I think, at least a 1-year suspension, if not permanent. I think it was a year. That's doubly awesome because he just got gold or platinum status in the pro scene, or I don't know how any of that crap works. That just makes it funnier for me because I hate him. I mean, the video that he made on me, he finally deleted, probably because he was trying to cover up during this investigation. But ever since he made that toxic, evil video attacking me at a personal level and the things he said about me, I hate Travis Wu. So this psychopath thought that it was perfectly appropriate because of his little self-convincing doublethink to make a group called Magic for Good, where it's just, let's help each other out and tips and tricks and maybe some funny memes. Oh, but also Magic for Bad, because there's some horribly toxic, offensive, mostly, edgelord teenagers who think that they're so clever. They get bullied at school, so they come home and bully people online, attack them, harass them, dox them. They think they're Mr., hardcore hacker, badass, and you know the type. A bunch of those assholes got together into a group on Facebook called Magic for Bad. bad. And all they did was post, horribly offensive memes, some more offensive than others, but some deeply inappropriate. And that's what, Sprankle and Tolarian and others had a problem with, which, yeah, so do I. I think it was horribly inappropriate. I mean, they're sitting there like ranking cosplayers by like hotness and stuff. It's utterly disgusting and ridiculous behavior. But those people, several of them threatened me. They were trying to ask on forums and ask other people that I know and dummy accounts that I myself run. They're sending messages to those saying, hey, do you have this person's personal information? I want to swat him. I want the police to try to kill him. I hate this guy, and that's what I'm going to do because I'm Mr. Keyboard Warrior. Well, surprise, some of them are in jail now. I don't care if I have to turn it into the police and just say I found it. I don't give a shit what I have to do. I'm gonna find you if you pull that kind of shit on me. And then they got mad because I was doxing some of their members, especially members of a former group that I also got shut down on Facebook. So basically this was version 2. They resurrected it and it was all Travis Wu's doing. So he shut down the group, which really didn't help with the investigation. I'm pretty sure their minds were made up at that point. I mean, he's basically sitting there trying to like burn evidence. Like that's what he's trying to do digitally. He's like, oh, I'm gonna delete the Desolator video. I'm gonna close the group. I'm gonna do the, guess what? Screenshots exist. So in my opinion, Jeremy should have gotten maybe a 1 month ban just for PR. I mean, I think he shouldn't have gotten any ban, but that would have blown up a Wizard's face. It would have gotten just as much hate. But I think people would have been like, oh, slap on the wrist. I get it. And both sides would have been like, okay, I got something, compromise, whatever. Travis Wu should be arrested on site if he ever steps foot inside of a DCI sanctioned tournament in the rest of his life. I probably have enough evidence and enough of a case to attempt to put him in jail right now. For all the shit he's directly caused me, I could probably file criminal charges on him right now. It would be a pain in the ass to get it to stick, and I'd have to really convince the DA, but that's the level of him fucking with me that I've had to put up with. So any residual members of Magic for Bad that are still mad at me for, getting some of their members arrested for, committing crimes, somehow that's my fault, I strongly suggest you fucking drop it, because I will find you and your life is over. You will have no money, you will have a criminal record, you will go to jail. Even if it's a citation, good luck getting a job somewhere other than Taco Bell, okay? Your life is over if you try and pull this kind of shit on me again. So dumbass edgelord teenagers who think that they're in the right doing this kind of crap, first of all, I hope you're over 18 because that's way more fun. Even if you're not, then I'm just coming after your parents' money. It's just not smart. I'm very motivated. It's not smart. Anyway, enough of a warning to those stupid, immature little dumb fucks. Travis Wu deserves his ban. He absolutely should have been banned a long time ago. The ironic thing is he absolutely did not deserve the ban for whatever the hell he said about Nazis or whatever. I don't remember what the hell it was. Something about the Holocaust and how like the Jews should have seen it coming and avoided it. Like that was, it's an offensive opinion. It could be seen as insensitive. But if you think he's some kind of like neo-Nazi, like I hate Jews type, what the hell? Like Wizards knew that was bullshit at the time. And they're running the same crap on Jeremy because if the liberal hate mob didn't get their, pound of flesh, then Wizards would never hear the end of it. I mean, they'd be hearing, you're soft on Nazis for the rest of their lives because liberals are just that fucking stupid and clueless. So they buried the truth, exaggerated, and just took the action that they thought would make the crowd the happiest. And here we go, 2.0, Jeremy. The difference is, they are not taking action against people who legitimately should be banned from the game. Like that stupid, fat, feminist asshole. I forgot his name. You guys know the one. What he was doing is like, hey, I'm encouraging people to leave false reviews on his Facebook business for something that he did outside of his business. That is illegal. False statements and false reviews about a business, that is illegal. That, or at least opens you up to civil action. Well, and injunctive action, so it still is kind of illegal. And I think he should absolutely go after every damn last one of them. Every single one of them that caused him any kind of reputation or even if it's not provable damages or provable loss of income or business or whatever, statutory defamation. Real simple. Just assign a number to it, go find a precedent that's similar, and send them the bill. And then, you know what? Use the profits from people who do have money, like pro players and people who work at Wizards. They have enough money that, you could take their house, basically, force them to sell it and take the equivalent money. Take that money and fund the Sprankle lawsuit because she deserves it too. She lied, she caused this situation, it's provable, and there you go, done. Let's go to court. That's my opinion on it. Hopefully that's Jeremy's opinion too, and in case you didn't watch his video, he is requesting anybody who knows a lawyer right now who specializes in this type of thing, defamation and whatever else, somebody who would take the case. He's looking for one right now. So he's already looking into taking legal action, but he's saying, okay, I don't know. I already talked to some lawyers. They didn't want to take the case. It's not their specialty. Don't even know where to start with this. Don't even know who to sue first. Do I file multiple? Do I make a class action? What do I do? So anything on that front you can do to help him out, do it. And like I said, the biggest thing we can do is, well, one, contact Hasbro and harass them until they're like, why are 1,000 people complaining about this? What the hell is going on over at Wizards? And honestly, in the last 2 years, if they haven't asked themselves that question every morning they wake up and look at Wizards numbers, I don't know what the heck they're thinking. But they need to hear that there's a second side to this, not just, oh, look at the wonderful thing Wizards did. No, they need to know that thousands of people, if not millions, are pissed off. And honestly, whether they ignore you or not, two-pronged attack, let's hit the media. Everybody get the media to run the story about what really happened. Like I said, tell them to contact me if they want the real story. Or Jeremy, I suppose. I mean, he's kind of busy, but whatever. So if anybody's surprised at this point with what I think he should do, my take on the situation, and what I think of Travis Wu, then you don't watch enough of my channel. You should probably hit the subscribe button. And if you disagree with me, hit the subscribe button if it's currently, gray, and make it just unsub, basically. Get the fuck out of here. So that's about all I gotta say about this topic. And I'll see you guys next video.